All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again. Thank y'all so much for coming over, man. Now, first and foremost, shout out to this brother Gene Deal, who said Diddy will be arrested in September. All right. This brother's been talking for a while, and nobody was listening, just like with Jaguar Wright. And now everybody got their ears to the screen, to the TVs, because they're like, what? The fact that a lot of people are shocked when people were saying this is just crazy. But Gene Deal breaks silence on Diddy's arrest and reveals the celebrities who influenced Diddy actions. We are on the Art of Dialogue channel, which I'll leave in the description so you guys can check out more and even subscribe. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Gene Deal, let's get right into it. Diddy, he got indicted. You called it, man. A few weeks ago, you was on the platform and you said that he was going to get arrested in September.
Yeah, man. Anybody who in law enforcement or people know the law, when Homeland Security ran up into his house, people will tell you, or people knew that it was just a matter of time that they was going to indict him and bring him in to see the judge, bro. It was just a matter of time. I just figured out with the grand jury and their different sessions and stuff like that, and then what one of the witnesses told me, I just figured it out that it was going to be around September that they were going to bring him in, bro. It's people might not understand. It's difficult when you see a brother that has so much promise become an icon as far as in the music business and stuff that he did, to turn around and just tear his whole life down. But it's all because of his mentors and the people that trained him and taught him the music business. You know, it's all about the people who trained and taught him the music business, because Puff wasn't, he wasn't born a monster. You know what I'm saying? He was made into a monster, brother. Do you understand what I'm saying? He was made into a monster from the stuff that happened to him, the things that he had to do. You understand? The things that he had to do to become who he is. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like this, brother. You never like something so much that you can't do without, and you never be willing to do anything to get where you want to be at. You got to have principles. You got to have morals. You got to keep with that stuff. And in that music,
that's very key. Like I always talk about like the price of fame, and it's like this. If you caught wind, if you knew like there were certain things you had to do to get into the industry, that's your choice right there. Like as far as if they say if you want to be famous, you got to do this, you got to do that, and you choose to do those things, that's a choice that you made. And there's a lot of people who don't make that choice, and a lot of them get blackballed from the industry. But that still doesn't give Diddy the right to do what he does. You know what I mean? So he's saying it's like you put yourself out there because you're trying to be famous, but Diddy's like, all right, it's levels to this. You know what I mean? It's levels to it. Depending on which level you want to go to is going to depend on how famous you'll be. You know, but I like I said, you just can't be around these people. You know, because I believe a lot of people were attending these freak offs, and they were kind of like, damn, I didn't know it got like this. You know what I mean? But you still went there. But that's not, then you have the people who were fooled, and their drinks and stuff were laced and all that, or weed or whatever was laced. That's a whole nother conversation right there. But I get what he's saying.
where you want to be at. You got to have principles. You got to have morals. You got to keep with that stuff. And in that music business, a lot of that stuff get thrown out the window. You understand? And that's what happened to him. He started doing the things to other people that was done to him.
Mm.
To keep it frank, he was doing the things to other people that was done to him. And it is what it is. You got to know better. And if you know better, you will do better. When he was in New York City, he was like that gecko from the Geico commercial. Then he turned and started going, when he lived in Cali and Miami, he turned into Godzilla. I would see him talk about how he using drugs. He was never like that. Smoking cigarettes, smoking weed and everything like that. He turned into something that you could consider a monster, bruh. Then he started doing things to people, you understand, that he learned. That's a learned behavior, bruh. Now, I'm not saying that he may have been doing a couple of things here and there with women, stuff like that in New York, but the things that there's talking about that he was doing, bringing in prostitutes to have sex with his girl and all that stuff like that, that was some crazy stuff to me, man. So I'm just looking at this whole thing, man, and you had asked me, and we don't have these conversations like most people do. We're going to go back and you're going to tell me what, we're going to talk about this. You said, I'm going to ask you how you feel, bro. I don't want no man to ever go to jail and be leaving their kids behind, be leaving their family behind. You understand? But some dudes belong in jail.
There it is.
Based on what they do.
There it is.
And how they do it. We know that to be true. And it's just this situation, man, when they get down to all the facts and all what happened, he may belong in jail, bruh. And that's not my doing. That's not Cassie doing. That's his doing and his learned behavior from the people that mentored him. You got to realize, man, he learned from Andre Harrell. He learned from Russell Simmons. He learned from Clyde Davis. You understand? When those people are telling you that they were heavy into the drugs, they was heavy into beating women and doing things at that age, at that crazy stage, that's going to make him think that he could get away with the same thing that they was getting away with back then. You understand? The things that he was saying, you know, the touchy-feely between...
Yeah, because, like, he'd look at their careers, and he was like, huh, like, you think this is when you're in position of power, this is, you know, how it's supposed to be, versus lifting people up. You know, it's like people get in position of power and they want to be feared, you know? They want to be feared. They feel like that's the ultimate respect, is for you to fear them. You know, you seen those shows, Making the Band, how he would talk to them and all that. So yeah, I get exactly what he's saying.
Stage, that's going to make him think that he could get away with the same thing that they was getting away with back then. You understand? The things that he was saying, you know, the touchy-feely between two men and all that stuff like that, man. All that, he learned that from them dudes. When I told y'all the story, when me and my man went up to Russell Simmons and he had a house and he had a man in bikini drawers in his bedroom, in his bed. You understand? Bruh, this is that he learned. I'm assuming he learned it from them. Let me put that. And I'm not going to say alleged because I saw that for my own self. Yeah. My man was with me, Slick was with me, and we saw that for our own self. You understand what I'm saying? So these are behaviors and things that with drugs and all the stuff that's going on, pills, drinking,
baby oil.
It can make this man into a monster, and that's what it did, bruh. It made him into a monster, bruh. I personally feel like he got a lot of the things that he did from his mentor, and then he probably did it to the 10th power.
Yeah.
You understand? Russell Simmons admitted that he was a drug abuser. You understand? Russell Simmons admitted that he used to put his hands on women. So it's a learned behavior, bruh. Some of that stuff may be in him through his childhood. Through his childhood, he may have some of that things in him, but a lot of things that he was doing was a learned behavior, bruh. You just don't just turn it in a matter of years the way he was doing people, man. You understand? Check this out, bro. He led Biggs to his death.
Mm.
He caused a rift between Wolf and BMF that led to Wolf death. Cussed Wolf mother out. Lied about owing him $300,000. Cause you had asked me how I feel, and I'm gonna get into how I feel. Took a good friend of ours who raised money when he had the City College tragedy. A good friend of ours did things to make him popular in Harlem. Let him hang with us, be part of our crew the whole 9 yards. Disrespected him and wouldn't help him. This is how I feel about him being locked up and going to jail. Some people, their karma is so strong for what they do and what they did. The stuff that he did to Craig Mack.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? The stuff that he did to Black Rob and all those people in the spiritual world right now. His karma was about to catch up. It was bound to catch up with him. You understand what I'm saying? His karma was bound to catch up with him, brother. So all these things that's going on right now, the learned behavior, what he got from these people who was not living spiritually correct with their behaviors and the things that they've done. He go and transfer and do that to people with the fact of all these people that he's hurt, that always helped him and been on his side and been there for him. What's happening to him now is one of the greatest tragedies that we're going to ever read about, bruh. This is going to be one of the greatest tragedies that Shakespeare couldn't write in Richard. He couldn't write it in Macbeth. He couldn't write this shit in Romeo and Juliet. This is going to be one of the greatest tragedies of hip hop, along with Pac's death, along with Big's death. And he brought it on himself because he knew that he was wrong, and he knew that he learned something that wasn't right. He know different from right and wrong, bro.
Yeah.
You have a way to change. You know when something is right and when something is wrong, and you know if you're wrong, you get help. He didn't choose none of that, bro. He chose to be who he is, and now he gonna learn. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
I know it's tough and emotional for people like him to be speaking on this, just because like he's been doing it for such a long time, and it's like now y'all believe me. You know, you always have a choice. That's why it's just like a lot of these people, a lot of the victims, I just wish that they didn't want the fame so much I wish they didn't, so they wouldn't be easily lured down there, because they were saying, you know, he was promising people advances in their career and all this stuff, man. So you got to think about that, man. Like, this person is coming down there to see you with the hopes of moving up, and already in your mind, you already got it planned out what you about to do, you know. Because that's what I'm trying to, you know, separate is people going to freak offs is one thing, but the people that are, you know, pretty much being set up, because like, let's say you go to a freak off and you see all this craziness going on. You could be like, damn, I didn't know Diddy parties was like this. Let's say if you went to the first one, you know what I mean? And you're like, I didn't know this party was going to be like this. I won't be coming back to this. Or you decide to leave. But then you got the people who been to one. They've been to 2, 3, 4, 5. And the parties just get crazier and crazier and crazier. And in that circle, you know, in that circle, that big old group text probably, you guys are talking about this. Like, oh, I can't wait to go to the next one. Yeah, did you see? I couldn't believe I didn't know she was like that. Or I didn't know he was like that. And y'all just keep going and going and going and going. And y'all being recorded and recorded and recorded. And all these things are going on, but you continue to go to these parties, you know? But then you got the people who, like they were saying, he was paying guys to do this stuff for girls, making them drink. And it's in that industry, it gets so dark, so wild, so crazy. That's why I was like, I'm just wondering how many people went. I could already think in my head who's there. You know, when you think about like the Diddy era, you can already imagine the people that's there. But I just want to know how many times they went, you know, who participated in these things. Because it is, we are just hitting the tip of the iceberg. But I just don't know if everything is going to come out. But Gene, like I said, a lot of the stuff he's been talking about has been for years. And I just think because he's not a big time name, people don't believe it. It took that Cassie video for everybody to be like, oh my God, maybe all this stuff they're saying is true. But appreciate you guys coming over and watching, man. Dang. I feel like every day is going to be a new video. All right. Peace out.